I do enjoy challenging myself and learning daily, and that I have. Those of you who have stuck around to watch all of the learning happening, I appreciate it. And it seems as though it may actually be catching on. So to those of you who have liked and shared our stuff, thank you. Sincerely, from the bottom of mine and David's heart, we both have high expectations for this. Not necessarily for ourselves, we've talked about that in the past, but to highlight the local artists, and that's what we aim to do. So again, tonight, Jesse Priest live at the Farm Lounge. Hope you guys enjoy it. Stick around. Make sure that you're liking and following everything that we put out, because this is just the podcast portion. There was some music that happened as well. And that's gonna kind of dabble out as the weeks go on, because I'm honestly trying to figure out how to make this all work, because we've got 2 shows a week. If you're not paying attention, just about 2 shows every week. This upcoming week, we got 3 shows. BarMusicLive.com, you can go there, look at the shows, look at the events, look at all the shows and events for all your artists. That's what BarMusicLive.com is. But the Farm Lounge is where certain artists come and showcase themselves, and it's an opportunity for them to come, open up about their musical career, open up about themselves. That's what Fancy's Unfiltered is. There's no judgment, there's no rules, there's no scripts. It's just genuine authenticness, and we've had some amazing artists. Jesse Priest is one of them. Here he is. In my search to find something meaningful, I set out chasing something real, something authentic. Along the way, I've met people bold enough to follow their dreams. People like David, whose passion built BarMusicLive.com. We've joined together at the Farm Lounge, where up-and-coming artists get more than a stage, they get a story. Live music, real conversations, one unfiltered experience. This is Fancy's Unfiltered meets Bar Music Live. So we are to the podcast portion of Fancy's Unfiltered Bar Music Live Farm Lounge with Jesse Priest.
Hey.
So this is where we all get to sit down and rest. Y'all ain't sweating as much as I am. Y'all must have been sitting longer. I just now got here. So how are y'all this afternoon?
Good. How are y'all?
Well, we're good. Did you enjoy your Farm Lounge experience?
I did. I loved it. I had a great time.
Can you hear him in the thingy before we get too far gone and we get all the way to the end and go, I didn't hear a damn thing.
Give me a thumb.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Thank you, camera lady.
Yeah, you're the other soft-spoken one.
I'm soft-spoken.
That's funny, though.
What's funny?
Normally pretty loud.
You are until it's podcast time, because I've had you sit behind the mic once before already.
I know.
And I was like, oh yeah, we're good. And then I go to edit it, and I was like, I can't hear a damn thing.
Yeah, I don't try to whisper. I just don't talk loud.
Not sure.
But you sing loud.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sure what I'm saying. I get done singing. I'm not sure what to say.
So I already asked you how your Farm Lounge experience was, but what do you think about the Farm Lounge?
I love it. I had a great time.
I've been hoping that you'd come out, so I'm glad you was able to make it work before your big debut at the Route to South.
Us too. It was crunch time.
So you said a minute ago you finally got your date.
We got a date.
Like today or?
What was it, last night?
So it's pretty close to today.
I called Daniel last night and I was like, dude, they told me that we were playing Friday night. So I don't know what time yet, but I know it's Friday.
Well, at least, now you know it's Friday afternoon.
Yeah, because people have been asking me because they want to buy tickets for like the one day or whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, it makes sense because tickets are expensive.
They are.
So, if you want one day, and I don't know what to tell you. But now I do, Friday night at Rock the South. Or Friday, I don't know.
Well, at least, it starts at what time? Like, what would be the earliest that you could play?
I think the gates open at like, 12? 11 or 12 maybe?
Well, that's just so you can play in the mud. When's the first band take the stage?
That I don't know, because we were looking and it was like Afro Man and some people we don't know.
Yeah.
060, I think.
Dang,
Kid Rock is like the
Afro
headline.
Man.
Do I?
No, I'm kidding.
I didn't hear.
I said, can we cue up some Afro Man? I said, no.
Oh, yeah, I think
You know-
the night Them Dirty Roses is there too.
Them
Is that
Dirty
Friday
Roses,
night?
We like them.
And 060, something like that. Anyways,
Them
which is
Dirty
cool. I just come
Roses.
off. We just got to see them Dirty Roses last Friday.
Were they up
They were at the Loretta Lynn
at the
Ranch.
Loretta Lynn? So how was that?
That was awesome. That was super awesome.
So what all was involved in that? Was it just a bike rally, or is it kind of a combination of?
It is called the Tennessee Motorcycle and Music Revival. So it was, and it's at Loretta Lynn's Ranch in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee, and it was awesome. So I didn't do that.
Something's on.
Something's on the alarm. But anyway, yeah. So Hurricane Mills, Tennessee, and we played, I played. It was just a solo thing, and we got to play right by the river, and it was awesome.
I bet that was nice.
And then the next night was like right in the middle of I don't know, it's kind of like a motorcycle town
Yeah.
that they got. So they set up all these vendors and stuff, and then they had the main stage, and it was like, I think Paul Cawthron was one of the headliners, them Dirty Roses.
Cocaine, country dancing.
What's that other lady's name? I can't think of her name.
No.
Oh, yeah, Willie Nelson's granddaughter was her, Raylyn Nelson, I think.
Okay.
And then Hannah Dasher was there. But then there was a lot of other artists as well.
Okay. And that was the first year that you
Yeah,
have been
the
able to do
first
that,
year,
right?
yeah. So hopefully there's talks of bringing the whole band next year. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for that.
That'd be cool. So so tell us a little bit about leading up to next week or next month. You ready?
I think we're ready-ish. Ready as we can be.
They sounded ready tonight.
Yeah.
Did y'all think they sounded good tonight?
Thank you.
See, now here's the thing. Some of the original people that was here has done left, and the stragglers that are here was louder than the whole big crew that was here when we got started. Hey, I'm a straggler. Nobody ever wants to go home. Those are cool
Greg's
people.
definitely a straggler.
Us cool people we stay around. We stay late. So yes, talent-wise, technical-wise, training, practicing, all that. I figure y'all are pretty ready.
We
Brain,
just,
how's your brain getting ready for?
it's ready.
It's kind of a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Not to give you the heebie-jeebies or
Oh,
the.
no. I'd rather.
I just know if somebody ever reached out to me and said, "Hey, one, to be scary because I don't know how to play shit," but two, I mean, that'd be pretty big.
Yeah, no, it's a super big deal.
I mean, for all of you, because all of you's gonna be up there.
Yeah, I think the only one
You could
out
fall
of
down.
us that's played anything like massively significant would be Daniel. Like 30, 40,000, 50,000 people.
So where was that at? Oh, you're gonna have to get a mic.
He played with like the Foo Fighters or something, didn't he? Something like that.
Yeah, here I'll hand it to you. So where all you been?
So that gig in particular that he's talking about, that would have been at the Auburn Rodeo. I played bass for J.R. Carroll at the Auburn Rodeo about year, 2 years ago, something like that.
About 2 years ago.
So yeah, but yeah, I've done a lot of big festivals and stuff like that. I play with a guy by the name of Rich Henderson as well, and we tour all over the place. Healing Appalachia, that was a big one we did. Rooster Tail Festival, another big one. But yeah, that's about it.
Oh, go back.
So how long you been playing? It's been a minute, hasn't it?
I've been playing since I was like 12.
And you're what,
35
26 now?
Yeah, 46. Yeah, I just look that way, but I'm 35.
I said 26.
Oh, 26. Okay, that's better.
So who's the oldest?
The oldest.
Yeah, it's kind of I'm old.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pushing 50.
Yeah, I mean I think that's the golden years, isn't it? No, I mean that's the sweet spot. Yeah, once you get past that, then it's kind of downhill. So you're in the prime.
Well, I still have all my teeth. My hips are fine. You know, I'm good. I don't.
So you're ahead of some of us.
Yeah. I'm childish, so it all
Well,
kind of blends.
I think. Well, I mean that's why you're a drummer.
Yeah.
Where did the other drummer go? He ain't even paying attention. I was throwing shade, but he ain't paying attention. No.
So I kind of wish, like the conspiracy thing, like you've done on your podcast before. I wish we had that kind of thing going right now.
Well, we can do it.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, because there's conspiracy that Jesse Priest was not going to play Rock the South.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
We've heard rumors. There were rumors. I said, nah, I'm pretty sure we'd know if he wasn't playing. I'm pretty sure we'd know that.
Yeah,
But people talk.
I'm pretty sure I would know.
the first one you started, sir, with your damn shirt.
No, okay, so there was a thing that got started, where it was like me and Daniel just messing around and like created these shirts that said "Cancel Jesse Priest Music." And I know, because somebody actually hit him up from a show that I'm supposed to be playing in the future, and they're like, "What did Jesse do, man? Like, is it true?" And Daniel had to like get on there and be like, "It's a whole joke, man." Like, and they even posted on Cullman Daily and all that.
I saw that.
So,
That was the best for me.
oh yeah, we had
So
yeah,
the ones that don't know. So there was you were doing a TikTok live,
yeah.
and somebody had requested something through the TikTok live, and you didn't do it,
Well,
and they
so
lost
we were
their
doing
shit.
One of my friends, Sean Wayne Glenn, he's got a YouTube channel that's pretty significant, and they do like the Yoder's podcast stuff and everything. And so he had invited me over because they were doing I think it was a 48-hour
I saw that.
subathon. So it's where they stay live on YouTube for 48 hours. And so they didn't run out of content. He's like, just come over. But I had to play originals because he would get hit with copyright claims.
Live, yeah,
Yeah. So
on some things.
he was like, man, they'll kick us off. And like the last time they done it, they made it to like 20 something hours, and then they got the computer just crapped out on them. So they were trying to really hit the 48-hour without getting canceled or any of that.
I don't know that, and we were talking about that a couple of weeks ago, the difference in the flags that you get on live YouTube versus just something that's recorded and put out there. It's pretty drastically different.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so we'll have to play with that and see. But we'll figure it out. We figured everything else out. So I'm glad to see that you didn't get canceled.
Yeah, me too.
But that goes to show you that maybe what it don't like your iPad. So that goes to show you that social media is absolutely useless at times, and it's really, really useful in other times.
I think that's the thing that we hate the most about music nowadays. Is we have to, if you are a like social media whiz, you can suck and you'll just make it. Because,
Absolutely.
Like you pretty much have to just have all this social media stuff, and
It's a game.
I hate it.
It is a game.
It is a game, and you got to figure out how to play the game.
We talk about it all the time, and it's not just the music. It's how social media is controlled and what they want people to see.
Oh yeah.
And you would think that something like what I've done with barmusiclive.com and something like what we're doing here at the Farm Lounge, that they would want to just allow that to just flow and everybody to see it, but they don't.
No, even like my dad, he left, but he will ask me 100 times where I'm playing that week. But I share it, and even though I've shared it, and I share it from my real page to my artist page, and it just gets lost. Unless you're paying for promotion,
It has gotten.
then it'll get lost.
Yes. So if you but we're putting that on Facebook and other places too, and it's getting hidden. No, we're.
Oh yeah, like If we could just get people to go.
Yeah, but I was talking about the Facebook. Even if we put, y'all go to barmusiclive.com on Facebook, people still don't see it. It gets
it gets
squished.
So the crazy thing is, and this is the thing I think we're battling against right now, because even one of my helpers on the website this week was trying to go to my Facebook page, and she's typing it in, and it's not letting her see barmusiclive.com on Facebook. Well, Facebook has a problem with our site right now, with our Facebook page, I think, because we did just surpass 2,000 followers, by the way. We're pretty excited about that. And with your help, we can get a lot more. You go click those 3 dots. If you're on your phone, click those 3 dots. Share with all your friends. Do it now. We'd appreciate it. You do that. You share the Farm Lounge. You share barmusiclive.com. You share Fancies Unfiltered. Share Jesse Priest music with all your friends. You can do that. You can share up to 1,000 friends a day. So 4 days in a row. Do it 4 days in a row and do it for all of us.
Yes, we did coin the phrase, and I had forgot about it. DD
Shit
reminded me.
and share.
Everybody.
Hashtag
What
shit
does
share.
everybody do when you're shitting?
You're sitting on the toilet.
Unless you
Rolling on the
forgot
clock,
your
yeah.
phone and you're reading the back of a shampoo bottle or a soap box because you're bored, you're on your phone. So we coined the phrase "shit and share." So while I think we forgot to. We were planning on it, but
Shit
it's
and share.
We
yeah.
haven't
So
really got it going yet. We
Yeah.
need to get that going.
okay, so
We need to get that on the
here
back
it
of
is.
the t-shirts.
Yes,
Yeah,
no,
we might
we
do
need
that.
to push a full-fledged campaign. Shit and share.
I'm gonna make some T-shirts.
Yeah, Bar Music Live and then hashtag shit and share.
Shit and share. Do it.
That's incredible.
We're on
We're gonna
it.
do it. We're gonna do it.
Shit and share. It's the thing now.
Hey, we're working on it. We're working on it.
If you'll shit and share it a couple more times.
Shit and share. Yeah.
See, it
Well,
just.
see, and that's the thing too, though, man. I tell you, Randy Taylor.
Yep.
Anything I share, man, he'd right on the ball.
Yep.
That's like we give Randy a shout out being one of the biggest fans now because I don't know how he sees it all.
There's.
How do you see it all, Randy? Oh, I said on Facebook when I share something, Randy's right on it. So like I don't know, does it always pop up? Oh, I
So
guess
he-
maybe
so he
not
gets to see it.
People aren't interacting enough with my stuff
That's right.
for it to pop up.
So we can interact a lot with Jesse's stuff for a little bit. Thanks, Bill. I should meet Jesse. I'm gonna get what he did last year.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it's so weird.
Yep.
Something last year on Jesse.
Yeah, we just ran into that. Jess, last night we were going to the store, and then I liked a picture from when we went to the beach 2 weeks ago. And she's like, "Did you just send that?" And I'm like, "It's the first thing that popped up when I opened my phone."
Yeah.
But it's like I was getting at a while ago. I think a problem they have, like with my page, is that we have a little over 2,000 followers, and we're getting 50-something thousand page visits a month
That's
with
crazy.
2,000 followers. So just on our Facebook page, so my Facebook page, his Facebook page, the TikToks, the YouTubes, Instagram, Snapchat, you start totaling all that stuff up, we're getting seen like 200 and something thousand times a month.
yeah.
And
It's getting
I
on
think,
up there, y'all.
I think social media just doesn't know what to do with us right now, and they're trying to throttle us
Well,
because of that.
You know, and I think we had talked. Was it me and you? I don't remember.
Probably.
Everybody, it all swedges together. But like when I first started my TikTok like 8 months ago, I had a couple that just blew up, like 300 and some thousand views. Okay, and I've talked to other people when they've started theirs, they had a similar instance where it just blew up. You know, and mine was the puppy dog. Mine was the Helen Keller conspiracy theory, and that just blew up. But and then I had one or two more after that. But then after that, it was like nothing. Now, if I should just hang out there.
Race.
Shoot.
Did you take a bath today?
Well, she was under the chair. Anyway, so I think they may actually give you like a little bit of false hope to get you, and then throw some money at it and all that other crap.
One of the biggest things that me and Daniel have done was that lyric video. We made a lyric video to one of our songs, Coming Back Around, and it was huge. Like 50,000 something views last time? I don't know. It was a lot of views. And then we share more stuff after that.
And so how many out of those, however many hundreds and hundreds of views you got, how many people actually liked it?
I don't even remember.
See, that's what frustrates me. It doesn't frustrate me. I
all those
understand
views,
it.
but
Just like it.
Yeah,
it doesn't cost you anything. Just
if-
like it.
If if you watch it, you like it, and then if you don't like it, that's cool. Don't like it, but if you've watched it in its entirety,
Try watching it for 10 seconds instead
And
of just
I also
4.
want to put this out there. I promise y'all that I'm not some kind of dickhead. If you've sent me a friend request on Facebook, I've reached that 5,000 limit like almost twice. Almost twice now. Because I have like another few hundred waiting in queue. Like it's like, oh, you got
so now can you
like
flip it
400 people waiting for you to add them. And I'm like, well, you can't have 5,000
as friends or followers?
friends.
Okay, on your personal or
On my
something?
personal
Okay.
page. So that's why I'm trying to get people to go follow Jesse Priest Music, and I'm starting to try to post more on that page.
Yeah, because that one can just go and go and go. Yeah.
Which that would help us out more.
Right.
I mean, I'd love to be everybody out there's friend, but
You hear it. Go follow Jesse Priest Music. He wants to be your friend on Jesse
Yeah.
Priest
He wants to be your
Music.
friend, but
I
he
will
can't.
Just
even
follow him.
If you send messages, well, I'll personally probably respond eventually. Eventually. I will personally respond eventually. I know. Because Jess will be like, somebody just messaged me. Like she gets messages. How do we book? Daniel gets messages. How do we book Jesse? And
Yeah.
And we love all of our followers. We love all the people that like our stuff, share our stuff. We love the people that don't like our stuff and share our stuff a little bit less than the ones that do like and share.
But we still like you.
But we still like it. Yeah. But the thing about it is we need those people doing that stuff. We need those people liking and sharing. We do appreciate all that.
even
But
if you angry face it,
I think they just don't.
That hurts
A
my
lot of
feelings.
people just don't understand the importance of that to people who are professionals, or they don't take it serious. I'm not sure. I think we get a lot of stuff thrown at us, really, and it's really created this deal where people have very short attention spans, and you can see that when you look at the analytics. And a lot of people, we're going to make them feel weird and all that kind of stuff, because we can go look at those analytics on our professional pages, and we can see how long you looked at our page.
I can see.
We can see what you're doing
everything.
on our page, by the way.
how long you been there?
So,
And what you watched right before you got to me.
so you like this and you didn't like ours. But anyway, I think people don't understand how important that is. And it is very important to people like Jesse, to people like Daniel with Fancies Unfiltered, to people like myself with BarMusicLive.com. It's just very important for those social media interactions, not just looking at stuff for 2 seconds, but to actually watch an entire video, or to like that video, share that video with your friends, share our profiles with your friends, so other people can see what's going on. Because there's a good chance if you like something that we're doing, or you think it's a good idea, that your friends are going to like it too. So share it with them.
Even on
It's easy.
TikTok now, I think you have to be like engaged for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
For it to count for like.
So I was fixing to ask you, are you still doing, because there for a while you were doing TikTok lives just about at every one of your shows. Are you
Yeah.
still doing that? Because I personally have backed away from TikTok just because I'm so freaking busy.
I have not. I want to start again, but
See?
it's just kind of a hassle. Trying,
So there is, with any of it, it's a hassle and it's a game and all that, like we just talked about. But also too, I didn't want to put forth that much effort into that platform as well as all the other platforms if that one is still teeter-tottering and we don't know what it's going to do.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I mean, like, it worked real well. I mean, there for a while we were at the 5,000 mark. Now we're closer to the 8,000 mark. So my goal is try to get to 10,000. And then, because after that, then it's kind of trickles, you know,
Right.
in and out, which is fine. So we're just trying to get that going.
See, and I thought too, while we're talking about social media crap, I thought too, once you got, I kind of thought like your followers that followed you would see your stuff because they followed you.
Yeah.
And that's not the
Yeah, I
case
think
at all. And so
you can set it to where it'll notify people, like if you go live and stuff.
Right.
But there for a while, I was really good about doing the lives consistently, just every week. And then it was just one of those things. The biggest thing was my mic stand broke, and I just ain't went and got another one. I just kind of like Daniel's using my stand.
It's priorities.
Hey, could we cue up some Sarah McLachlan or something right now? Arms of an Angel for Reese.
We could, yeah. Pull up YouTube.
Yeah. No, you don't really have to do that.
Okay, never mind.
Reese is kind of pitiful right now.
We can make it work.
I don't know if all of you know this. She's a good girl, good dog, and we love her, but she's got lymphoma. And she's not been doing so good.
It's probably a good thing we don't have that music.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing everybody in here be crying.
I don't think she heard you.
I don't let the hear.
So anyway, so back to y'all. So now she's leaving. So go back to y'all for a second. So Zane, you been playing for how long? And don't you do a little bit of instructional stuff for the peoples as well?
I started playing guitar when I was 8, but I played other instruments before that. And then, so I just turned 26. So
he's the baby.
So it's been a minute.
18 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been teaching since I was 16.
So do you just teach on your own, or do you teach somewhere specifically all the time?
I teach at Guitars and More in town. And I teach guitar, bass, mandolin. Is that it? Ukulele. I teach a bunch of stuff. So,
and you've been doing that since you were 16?
16, yeah.
And I work there sometimes.
Yeah, that's how I met Jesse.
Yeah, I was going to.
Every now and then.
Well, I knew him before that, but that's how we started playing music together.
Yeah.
I actually played bass for him before I played guitar for him.
Okay.
And the box, the cajon.
Oh, yeah. Everybody, I think, in the bands had a turn at the box.
The box, yeah.
That's how you get started, ain't it, Greg? Where'd he go? Every time I want to talk to Greg, he's got, are you in the pisser? Yep. Okay. Did you start on the box too?
Let me hang up.
You started on the cajon?
Let me hang a microphone over in there.
Yeah.
We could.
You know, while you were in there, we were singing.
It would have been awkward, but I would have absolutely taken that.
He was
shitting and sharing. Shit and share. There better be 3 dots been poked while using. Oh, that doesn't sound just right. 3 dots. Yeah, I'll move on. So anyway.
Yeah, everybody's pretty much had a turn at the box. We had Josh play box for a little while, and Daniel played bass for a little while. Then Zane played box for a little while on bass, and then bass, and then drum, and then lead, and then now it's kind of how it's going to be, I think.
It seemed to work out pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think it, and Daniel will also be singing backup and stuff.
So now do y'all, I know that me and you had talked at your house that one night when y'all were practicing. Is this now, this is what you got?
Yeah.
Is this what you're going to move forward with?
This is what, you'll probably see at least 3 of us.
And so do you plan on, now that y'all have come together to get ready for next month, and you've put a little bit more effort into this, do you see y'all doing this more?
Oh, yeah, we got
regardless of next month? Like
June 7th, we got our first show as us at Trident Marina.
Okay.
And, down there by the bridge.
Yeah, on the water.
Crane Hill, Bremen. Crane Hill, kind of, right, yeah. So, yeah, June 7th, Trident Marina. We'll have the
Okay.
full band set up out there.
That'd be pretty cool.
So we're excited about that. And then we got a couple more scattered throughout the year.
Yeah, because you hadn't really ever done a full band very much, have you? As far as just regular gigs throughout the.
Back before Zane and everybody, whenever we first I had a band a long time ago, and we were called Southern Stitches, and that's where I actually met Daniel. Was back in 2008, 8, 9.
I actually knew this guy.
Yeah. So the year Zane started playing music,
Zane was born.
we were already playing. But we used to do all these shows at the JC Arena and stuff, and it was more. We were like a harder Southern rock band than we are now, because it was more metal, kind of screamo kind of scene back then. And then after that, took a little break, a little hiatus, and just did my own thing for a while. Went to Nashville, signed a record deal, didn't like it, left it. Came back home and went to work. I was a union pipe fitter for 8 years. And so done that. And then I tried to have Southern Stitches again. That was our name, was Southern Stitches. And so we toyed with that a little bit in those 8 years. And then I just kind of disbanded all of it. And I was just doing music on my own. And then it started getting to where there were way too many gigs. And I was having to work way too many hours. So I'd have to take a whore bath in the sink at work at U.S. Steel in Birmingham. The guys would pick me up in the parking lot, and we'd go play in Tuscaloosa till 2 a.m. because those gigs didn't end till 2 a.m.
Right, it's college town.
So then we'd come back home in time to get a real bath and go back to U.S. Steel for 12,
13 hours, yeah.
And so once the gigs started coming in, I was working with my dad at the time because he does the same thing. And I was working with the company that he works with. And I was just like, man, I think I'm going to quit. And he was like, it's about time. Because you're killing yourself doing these gigs and working and gigs and never rest. And I was drinking all the time. That was my favorite thing in the world, was to get off work and just chug as much Jack Daniels to put me to sleep as I could.
Was that your brown water of choice?
That was my water of choice. But I haven't drank in a long time.
That's probably good, and that's probably for the best.
Seen some videos, and they were I was like, I'm not gonna go down that path. So,
like some health class videos, or you seen videos of you drinking?
Videos of me drunk singing. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm kind of done.
I didn't know what kind of videos you was talking about. Like, if you drink, you will die. I'm not drinking anymore.
No, I just.
Yeah, I've seen. In all honesty, it's easy to on the brown water to get a little excited, especially if you don't eat that day or you've been
and the biggest
working
thing
16 hours and then you do a gig and
we get to drink for free. Pretty much, you get paid to play music and drink.
Right.
Some venues we'd play at was all the alcohol you could stomach. And then people out in the crowd, that's like, oh, I'll buy him a shot. What is he drinking? I'll buy him another one. So it's a slippery slope.
It could be, especially if you like brown water as much.
Which I'm pretty sure. I think me and Daniel, maybe Zane too. I think we three are kind of sober of the sober one. Soberish, yeah. And I might try a drink of something. She likes to get margaritas everywhere we go, so she's convinced, I guess, that I'm going to like it one day. But it's wrong. She's very wrong. I'm not ever going to like it.
You don't like margaritas? Even letting you drink, you don't like margaritas?
Never liked margaritas.
Oh,
I didn't drink to. I drank.
Yeah. But even when you was drinking, you didn't like margaritas?
I mean, it's like, it's kind of funny because yesterday was Taco Tuesday, So we went to the Mexican joint and had a margarita. And I said, that margarita's good, but My favorite way to get the tequila is just taking a shot.
They don't put the worm in there no more, do they?
And some bottom shelf
time since I've
tequilas, you
seen
can
that.
still. I think you can still find one floating.
My favorite choice of drink, though, was moonshine, because we always had it growing up.
Right.
You know.
There might be a little 120 clear back there in the fridge.
Hey, you want to try it? Put it in margarita.
And I do have a moonshine sponsorship.
Yeah, so tell us about that. How'd that work out? And I've had some of that, and it's pretty damn good.
Good, like it.
I've had some moonshine that was not good.
Yeah.
That moonshine was
Well,
pretty
this
good.
was the first actual legal moonshine made in Tennessee.
Right.
Because like the other stuff's just Everclear with flavoring. But it's Roaring River Distillery, and they're based out, I think, Gainesboro, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. And the other sponsors. So we have I worked with them, and they created the Alabama Bloodline Moonshine, and it's a strawberry moonshine. It's pretty great. And
Yeah. Is that what I had?
yeah, that's what you had.
That was good. Because they just did Did they just do the one flavor with your label on it?
Yes.
Okay.
They've got a ton of other flavors.
So is that available in Alabama now?
It is available all over Tennessee.
Okay.
But unfortunately for them to get in the ABC down here in, Alabama's beverage control or whatever, it's been very difficult for them.
Now, there's something now that I don't know.
So I have not been going up there and getting it and selling it to people.
Yeah.
And I've not done that at all.
Not done that at all.
Yes, I've not done that.
So,
Because that's
You're not a bootlegger.
yeah, no, that would be bootlegging, and we do not condone nor adhere to any bootlegging propagandas. However,
But if you would like to get some, you can.
Just a good old boy.
yeah. So, number one for today, I lost it. Where was I going? Oh, moonshine. So, that was I was stalking you the other day, going back to like what you was talking about earlier. You find old stuff, and I had went to something, and one of the old videos of you in the vehicle talking to the old feller that was making the moonshine. That's that dude, isn't it? Or no?
Well, no, it was, but his name was Arno.
Right.
And
Yeah,
he
that was it.
passed.
Arno.
Yeah,
Okay.
he passed away, but he was a cool dude. Yeah, he was super cool. And then, but now with Roaring River, that was Union Hill,
Okay.
but this is Roaring River.
Okay.
And it's a separate.
Not the same. I ran across that the other day, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that's the. But he looked kind of old back then. And that was an old video,
He
so.
was real old, yeah. He was an old moonshiner. He'd gotten arrested a lot and was.
Now I know what I was going to say. I don't know what all you have to do, but there's some places now that you can order
I think
online,
you can order theirs online
and it will
ship to
and it can get shipped now.
maybe we could do
Meemaw done
something
that
about
right before
getting
she got rid of gummies.
Not in here.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works because I ordered some 1800 tequila. We do love 1800 tequila. It'd be cool if somebody like that would sponsor us.
I do 1800 is pretty good.
Yeah, but when I ordered the bottle, I went on 1800 site and I'm thinking I'm ordering it direct from them, but it came from a retail store that sells 1800.
Right.
And they shipped it here, and they were from, I don't know, California or somewhere. I don't even know. But
Yeah,
so I don't know how that works.
There's a couple sites, I won't mention them because they ain't sponsoring us. But you can get on and somehow a law 2 or 3 years ago where they now get to pay their portion of the ABC taxes to Alabama. So they's like, okay, yeah, y'all can come in. The mafia let them in.
I know you can get on roaringriverdistillery.com and see if they'll ship to you. I know that's possible.
Yeah. We'll have to check it out and see because what you let me try that one day was pretty damn good. So, Mr. Drummer back there, we hadn't got to you yet. Hey, how you come into this picture?
Not calling anybody out, not trying to name names or anything, but Jesse got pushed into a corner on New Year's Eve, and he kind of put out the all points bulletin. I need musicians.
So you were one of the ones that swooped in to help a brother out because the other brothers wasn't.
Actually, Josh was, and I'm friends with Josh, so Josh called me.
Well, there you go.
I called Josh. Like, Daniel was already game. Daniel was going for it. And so, and Zane, of course. And then it turned into Zane got sick, like real bad sick.
Super duper sick.
Sure.
And we just thought we were playing
It
the
was-
tradition stage for New Year's. We didn't, this was why we didn't know nothing about the Rock South thing. And so I was like, okay. So the band that was supposed to play with us just was like the night before said no. So I called Goins and I'm like, dude. And he said, I'm there. I didn't even have to say anything. I was just like, dude, I need like help. He said, I'm there. I said, do you know anybody else? And he said, I think I know a guy. So then he reached out and Chris just said, yeah, man, I'll jump on it.
Yeah.
And then luckily we fumbled our way through it pretty well. Daniel had to jump in and be the lead player that night.
It's like 26 degrees, but we
yes,
survived.
So cold.
Yeah, I heard it was a little chilly. I didn't, I love you long time and super proud of you, but it was cold. And I knew that when they said Jesse Priest live on a big stage, free food trucks, free this, free that, free whatever at Traditions Bank parking lot, I went, oh, it's gonna be crowded.
Yeah. Oh, it was. It was super crowded. And that's the thing, too, is we just literally thought that's all we were doing.
Right.
Because there's other bands, and it was just a normal paying show. And I was like, yeah, man, we'd love to. So then we get there, and then the Cullman Daily guys come up, introduce themselves to us, and talk to us. And then they were telling me, hey, we need you and your wife to come on stage with us in a little bit. We got to make an announcement or something. And then I'm like, trying to look at all these guys, and I'm like, what does that mean? What is that? What do we got to go up there for? And then we seen one of the guys from Rock the South. And then we were, not trying to put two and two together, because again.
But was you trying to put two and two
I was
together?
just like, what are they doing? And Jess was like, oh, they're going to ask you to play Rock the South. She just jokingly said that. And then I'm over there telling Daniel, I said, dude, you think they're really going to do that? And he's like, no, man, I don't think so. It's just a show. And then I'm like, yeah, but is it? I don't know. And then sure enough, they called us up there and surprised us with the opportunity to play Rock.
So it was other than you trying to put the dots together shortly before they announced it, you had no clue.
No idea, yeah.
So somebody was good at keeping a secret.
We were blindsided. Well, yeah, because all my guys from Cullman TV knew about it because they checked with them to make sure, it was cool that they done all this. And then I think I don't really know how many other people knew. The band was totally blindsided, and then they want me to play a set, after telling us that. Yeah, I know.
I found out from Facebook. Like, Jesse hadn't even called me, and I was laying at home, and my girlfriend actually showed it to me.
Yeah,
she was like, dude, you're playing Rock the South this year. I was like, what? And then a couple hours later.
He's like, I'm so sorry that I couldn't.
Say you should just cut him right there. You wasn't here, man. You wasn't here. I'm sorry.
I felt so bad because then once I told Jesse that, I immediately found out that the other guys weren't playing, and I was like, oh, he's gonna be mad at me too now. But I had the flu, and I couldn't even sit up.
Yeah, we didn't want no flu.
No, we don't need no flu.
And it was so cold, there was no way. I told Jesse if I laid down with a heater next to me.
Luckily, one of the
like
other
that.
bands, I think, had a small foot heater.
Oh, you keep your little toesies.
They put it
keep your little
by me.
toesies warm. They had a mister.
Oh,
They was probably gonna do some snow.
Oh no, I think was it a mister or was it just a fog machine that kept?
I don't know. It felt like a mister.
Oh,
It was
speaking of
bad.
fog machine, Adam Beard. What we were talking about the other day, listen, no, just hear me out. Just hear me out. We were talking about
Where
the
did
other
Adam
day
Beard go?
how good a fog machine looks. Just quit shaking your head. Hear me out. You just like my damn wife. Okay. And how awesome does it smell when no, he's doing what you do. I can't finish. He's telling me no. And how good it smells when something's cooking on a smoker. We said, hey, I wonder if you could put liquid smoke in the fog machine and it kill two birds with one stone.
It'll tell you it's going to come right up under the center
So that's why y'all don't like the fog. See, I'm learning something. I didn't know that's why nobody wanted the fog machine.
And it, depending on what kind of whatever they use, you start breathing it in, and you're like,
I'm a little bit worried. Adam's missing and Dee Dee's missing.
Mm-hmm.
I need to look for them.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't really know where I was talking about now. We got sidetracked with fog machines and Dee Dee missing.
I'm talking about Rock the South.
Yeah, no, it's just
how Josh came in, I guess.
Yeah, we're to you now. I guess.
Yeah, you can use this. Cool. Let's see. I started playing with Daniel about 8 years ago. I started playing instruments when I was a kid: guitar, bass, a little bit of drums, and yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I'm kind of. I was guiding it like that, but let's see. Me and Daniel took a little break for a while, and him and Jesse started hanging out while we were on a break. And then all of a sudden, Jesse needed another guy, and Daniel called me. Yeah, he gets around. He definitely gets around. So they called me over, and it was just magic the first time me and Jesse got together. He looked at me and said, "You're mine." And
Pretty much.
3 years later, here I am. Yeah.
No, when I find somebody, I'm like, you're mine. Yep. Zane, like, he couldn't leave if he wanted to. I allow him to play with other bands, but he's mine.
All right. Long-haired feller back there.
Daniel. How'd you get here?
Started hanging around, really as a kid. My dad managed like local bands and stuff. So I was around it at like the age of 5 and 6. Somewhere between middle school and high school, I decided I wanted to throw my life away and be a musician and never make any money.
So we've been using ever since.
So yeah, I've just, in between that, worked some jobs here and there, and would always come to a point to where I just knew that wasn't the thing I was supposed to be doing, that this was the thing I was supposed to do. Yeah. Josh was my boss at one point.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, live with him.
Yeah, I've had one of those relationships before where you work with. I didn't live with them, but they was right next door, and besties and coworkers, and it's like, you suck, you're fired. Oh wait, no, you're my bestie, can't do that kind of thing. But it all worked out.
Me and Daniel, we'd met way back in the day through music, and then we started I started hosting open mic night at Goat Island, and then Daniel was coming out, and then we just took off kind of like when we were left off, and then continued to do music, and then me and him started a show called Retro Couch Sessions. And we were playing a ton of shows. I think you were working at RWC at the time, weren't you? Yeah, so Daniel was at RWC.
So how long did the Retro Couch Sessions last?
Well, it was going really well for about a year went really well because there weren't a lot of shows. Then it got to the point to where we were like, I was calling Daniel all the time to play a show or something with me, or to do this, that, and the other, and Daniel's still working at RWC and trying to do all the music stuff. And then it just got to a point to where he was kind of like me. It was either one or the other.
Yeah, it gets to the point to where it's...
You got to.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. I was telling somebody the other day, it'd be nice at some point in my career, at some point, that, this would do something to allow me to just do this. Because it is, it's almost more than a full-time job now, between doing the shows and then doing the post and and all the other. So it's kind of the same thing. You got to pick one or the other, and sometimes you can't because you got bills to pay and stuff.
That was the biggest thing. Daniel, we have a little shop on the side of 91, and that's where we did our show. And we pretty much he would get off work, come over, and we would plug people in and set them up. And then I would try to run, like the sound and make sure everything's recording. And Daniel's trying to do the video cameras.
Sucks,
and then at the end of it, Daniel takes all of it back home and has to edit all of it. So, but then the shows, I think that year that it started going bad and we had to stop Retro Couch, we played 316 shows, I think, together. There were so many shows.
That's a couple.
Well, I mean, I would call Daniel and be like, hey, dude, you want to go to Ohio? And he's like, when? And I was like, Friday after my show. He's like, okay. So we'd play a show Friday night, drive all night long, make it to Ohio, sleep for like 2 hours, 3 hours, and then go play a show in Ohio, stay there all day, and then go back for a few hour nap, and then drive home. And our favorite thing was we played in Indiana. And the best part, he might need that, because he's got some good stuff.
He needs that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready. I got it.
One of the greatest things is, I was just telling him, I was like, it's called Whippoorwill Lake, I think. And I said, it's just a big songwriter fest. I was like, you're going to meet Bobby Kill. He's one of the guys that wrote like, was that Whiskey on Ice? And he wrote a bunch of other stuff. Country Boy Can't Survive and all this stuff. And Daniel's like, yeah, man, that'd be awesome. So I said, they want you to play, man, because they had already been introduced to Daniel once prior, because we did a benefit bike ride or something in Indiana. And so me and Daniel go up there, and they're like, yeah, we got this little place for you to stay. And it was a she shed. It was a legit she shed. And it was just a living area with a kitchen, TV, and everything. And it was probably the size of that little room back here. And the shower was like this big. And the shower head was like...
It was also this tall.
So Daniel, he said he would have to like kneel down until
I had to get in the fetal position to get wet in there.
He's like, dude, I don't know. And then like for me, I would have to get in the shower one way and wash my back and then get out and then turn around and come back in, because you did not have room to turn around in the shower. And then...
no, the best part, though, was that air mattress.
He brings an air mattress from home. Well, they got me on a couch bed it's like an origami piece. It's like it folds up into a couch, and then it unfolds on the floor into a mattress?
We like to call that a futon.
No, it was not a futon. It was this origami-looking couch. So Daniel gets over there, and he's like, well, I got an air mattress. So he plugs it in, starts airing it up, and it gets all heavy, and, he's like, nice. So he lays on it, and this is the first night. And then the first day, because we had to sleep a few hours before we went and played.
Yeah, just got there trying to sleep.
And it was 10 degrees, so we were freezing, and we turned the heat on. Well, Daniel lays on the mattress, and it starts sinking. There's a hole in it.
Next thing I know, about an hour later, I'm blowing that air mattress up again, and it is now 95 degrees.
In the house. So
and I am sweating to death.
He's like, I cut the air down. I'm like, please, God, dude. And then so Daniel would lay back down. And then it turned into a whole game, because I would laugh like hell, because all of a sudden I'd hear Daniel click. So the mattress is...
all night.
All night long. So we go play the show, have a great time. It was awesome. We made Bobby Kill played one of my guitars. I got to roll a joint for Bobby Kill. That's probably the highlight of my life so far. I know, right? He was holding a plate and a grinder and a bunch of stuff, and he said, Jesse, would you roll this for me? And I was like, yes, sir, I will. I will not partake, but I will roll it for you. And so, yeah, we had a good time. So we told the guy about the mattress problem. The guy brings out a mattress for Daniel, and he said, this one's nice. So Daniel's plugging it in, and it starts airing up, and like, I'd never seen a air mattress with a headboard before. And I'm like, dude, what the hell is that blowing up? And Daniel's like, I don't know. Because that was the first thing to start blowing up was the headboard. And then the mattress starts blowing up, and I swear to God, 6 people were buried and murdered on this
Yeah, I'm pretty
mattress.
sure that was on an episode of Unsolved Mysteries somewhere.
It had like these stains.
Because I don't think it came originally red like that.
And Daniel said, dude, I don't know if I want to sleep on it. I said, I'll trade. You want my origami bed? And Daniel's like, no, put a mattress down. So we wound up. That's probably one of the best stories that we have is Indiana in the middle of summer, winter.
Quick side note, I was stayed in a hotel in West Memphis, a company that I used to work for that was kind of the halfway point between here and Bentonville, Arkansas, where home office was at. So anytime we would have to drive out there, we'd usually leave, and that was kind of the halfway point. We'd stop and take a nap. We had a corporate account at this one hotel in West Memphis. That's where you were supposed to stay if you wanted the company to pay your tab. I never allowed the company to pay my tab after that one trip.
Oh, yeah.
It would same thing. I think your air mattress and this bed came from the same place because I've watched enough travel TV channel, and I've also seen enough news about West Memphis that I checked the bed before I got in, pulled everything back, and I was like, So I found a clean blanket in the closet, and I slept in the little chair that was over there by the table. That's where I slept because I was not sleeping in that bed. And
But the best part about the Indiana story is we're dog tired driving there, and then we're dog tired driving home. And then we see this dinosaur on the side of the interstate, and it's freaking massive. And I'm driving, and Daniel's like, oh no. So Daniel sees it, and he's like, dude, that's cool. I said, yeah. We're just tired. We're like to the giggles tired, giggling about every little thing. And then there's a billboard, massive, that says, welcome to Uranus, Indiana, fudge factory. And I told Daniel, I said, dude, are you in a hurry to get home? He said, did you just see that? I said, do you want to? He said, yeah, we're going. So we went to the Uranus fudge factory. And like when you walk in, they're like, welcome to Uranus. How can we pack your fudge? I'm not lying. Me and Daniel were living. I think it was real. I mean, I got a sticker, and I bought Jess a T-shirt.
I got the shirt.
Daniel's got the shirt somewhere. So we went in, bought some fudge, and then we're going to leave, and they're like, be careful pulling out of Uranus. And sure enough, we get in the car, and we drove home, and I was like, was that really real? Did that happen? I mean, I got a sticker on my guitar case, and Jess has got a shirt. Daniel's got a shirt.
So many jokes you can make about Uranus.
Oh, that was it. They had all the jokes. It's a large store, very large, yeah. So if I ever make it back through, I want to go again. Me and Jess, we want to go because it was cool. It was well worth the sleepiness to be like wandering around the store, and then it was just 10 times more funny. But I get home and don't think nothing about it. And then I get a picture in the mail of me driving through a toll road and a ticket because I didn't pay the toll. And then I get another ticket with Daniel driving on the way home or on the way up there. So I had two different things for where we took the toll road and didn't know. And I'm like, dude, did you see a toll road? And he said, no, man, I didn't. But I'm like, well, it's got your picture and you're driving on it. So they do take your pictures, and they will send you a letter in the mail.
Did I tell that story on one of the podcasts before about the one coming out of Destin?
yeah, because then I said something about I was in a rental when I did that.
Yeah.
And I hadn't received one yet.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty crazy how they do that.
But yeah, I think anybody can kind of attest for, Daniel for sure, and Jess can attest to the rooms that I will book to play shows.
Just get what you can get.
Yeah.
That's part of the adventure.
Is it not fun?
That doesn't look like a fun face.
We played it, in Tennessee. Yeah.
Is it West Memphis?
I don't know. We played at a place, and it was kind of like they were building a pole barn. and a house, but they just quit and ran electricity to a few boxes, and we just plugged in and played a show.
I mean, she said she thought she was going to die.
No, you weren't.
Hang on. Tell us something.
You had to go all the way outside through a pasture, and they had all these little baby goats out there, and me and Daniel's walking, and I'm like, oh, look, these goats are so cute. And Daniel goes, oh, I wonder what they're going to do to them later.
And then the whole ride home, she's like, do you really think we should have took them baby goats? I'm like, they're not going to do anything to the baby goats.
Not until they get bigger.
I'm like, Daniel, shut up.
So we'll start wrapping this up. So what's y'all's plans together after next month? Are you hoping that catapults you into something, or what's your plans? What's your goals? What's your thoughts? Or have you figured it out yet?
We ain't really thought, I guess. I mean,
Just gonna see what happens.
We got some shows. We're just gonna play some shows.
Just business as usual and see what happens. Business as usual and see what happens. And I think that's
for the most part.
And I think that's kind of and there's some other band people here too. I know it's everybody's goal to make a living doing this. If you have a desire to do it, you want to be able to get compensated for it and do it full time, like you talked about, and not have to punch a clock and do all that other stuff. But there's a lot to it before you can get to that point. But the core that has impressed me in doing all this is that the desire to do what you're doing is there regardless of anything else. And so, I think there's success is measured differently for everybody. And I used to always think success was measured in dollars and positions and this, that, and the other, and never looked down on anybody that didn't have dollars and positions and whatnot, because none of us do. But I thought that's what you were supposed to shoot for. The dollars, the positions, the titles, the things. And you get burnt out, you get tired, because that's not what you want to do.
Yeah.
And me and you have talked before. So I admire and respect the fact that even though you've got the potential to do something pretty big, all of you, it hasn't changed your thought process on what you're going to do after Rock This Out. You're still going to do the same thing. You're still going to do what you love and what you enjoy, and what comes of it comes of it. You're going to give it your all, because that's the passion and that's what you do. So
that's our biggest thing, is we want to stay independent. At one point in my life, touring around everywhere would have been great, and that's cool. But if we could just do like a few big shows a year or something,
right?
Just because, I don't know, time's limited, on this earth, and I don't want to spend it forever on a road behind a tour bus.
Right.
I
mean, you could ride in it if you wanted to.
We had a year's worth of, like I said, 300 and something shows, and barely still making ends meet. When I know people that play 15, 16 shows and live and drive whatever they want to,
Yeah.
So that would be fun, but I would rather keep the reality of it. Real is rare, and I want the music that we produce to be what we want, and I want it to be good and how we want it.
Right.
If any of us have a problem with it, we talk to each other and kind of work through what we think we should do. And I don't need an outside hand to tell me that it's not good or it is good.
Like it takes away from yours,
Yeah, it's not it's the authenticity of it.
Right.
Is kind of what I'm getting at. If
and it's cool that like you guys work together and you go, oh well, that sounds. Listen, we need to tweak that or whatever. That's different than you guys working together, getting it tweaked, and it sounds really great, and you're all really proud of it. And you say, okay, I want to put this out, and they go, no, that's not what we want right now.
Yeah, we don't want anybody to tell us.
And because you're signed, you can't do it on your own, because they say that you can't do it.
Yeah, we would have never released Moonchild because it's like 8 minutes long, and
Right.
they don't do that anymore.
Right.
So we're going to release what we want to release.
There you go. So I appreciate you guys coming tonight. It was
you for
awesome.
having
You guys sounded great. You looked great. I'm glad that you were able to make it finally, and we hope that we get to see you again. You got anything you want to talk about over there? You've been kind of quiet.
Well, I guess to sum it all up here, Jesse wants to be your friend, but just follow Jesse Priest Music.
Follow Jesse.
He can't have no more friends.
Wherever you can find him, Jesse Priest Music. It doesn't matter.
Instagram, Facebook, all of it. Yeah.
There you go.
That's right.
Don't follow Jesse Priest.
Yeah.
So
don't follow me. Don't follow
So
me on
follow Jesse Priest Music. Share Jesse Priest Music. Share Jesse Priest Music's posts.
If you want to book us, get in contact with us. We'd love to come play.
Get in contact with them. You want to book them, check them out.
We do private shows and everything.
Follow Fancies Unfiltered. Follow barmusiclive.com. The Farm Lounge. Get online. Give us a review if you like what's going on here. We appreciate all the ones that have done that so far. We appreciate all our followers, all the ones who are sharing, liking, helping us get where we're wanting to go with this. I hadn't even mentioned the karaoke contest. We've started that. The karaoke contest. It's going. Barmusiclive.com Superstar is officially live. If you go to the website, go to the menu, go down to Superstar Karaoke, get yourself entered in the karaoke contest. It's going to be big. I'm starting it off. First place, $1,000 if you win. And you get the opportunity to play with the band live here at the Farm Lounge, have a couple of songs recorded that you can put out there on social media or wherever you want. Let people hear you. It's going to be a pretty cool thing. Lots of prizes are going to end up being given. The bigger it gets, the bigger the prizes get. So guess what you need to do?
Share it.
Shit and share.
Shit and share.
And then
Like
go to
it,
barmusiclive.com and put your entry in and send us your song so that we can figure out when we're going to get you to come play for a band.
Yeah. So it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've already had several entries come through, and we're just getting started. So we're looking forward to seeing what all we're going to get from that. It's going to be a good time. We've got the app coming out here, hopefully in just a few days. The Android app has already been submitted to the Google Android store, whatever's got it going with that. I don't do that part of it. My computer guy does, and he does a great job, and I'm thankful for him and what he does. But we're going to have that Apple app ready soon, so we'll let you know officially on that, hopefully here in just a few days. Really looking forward to that. It's going to make it easy for you guys to check out what's going on at barmusiclive.com to find artists like Jesse Priest Music and what they've got going on, where they're playing. Maybe even some other bands that we don't care that much about, like Sawdust Jukebox. You might could look on there and see where they're playing too. I don't know.
There's some they're decent, most of them.
They're okay. They're okay.
Oh, hey, there you are.
They're okay. Oh, those guys are here tonight. I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, and that's, number two. Go ahead. Number two. Number two.
What else?
I had number two.
Number two?
Number two. I did number two. I'm clean down there. I was saying number two. I lost my train of thought for the second time. I was gonna do something, and then it just.
So I talked about following everybody. I talked about karaoke. Oh yeah, let's mention our sponsors. How about that?
Yeah,
we need to do that real quick. How about Brindley Mountain Barbecue for providing some great food tonight? We're so thankful for those guys.
Did y'all enjoy the vittles?
Help us out. We're thankful for Pepsi. Pepsi sponsors us with some drinks every week, hooking us up with those great Pepsis, Mountain Dews, Dr. Pepper, Sunkist, Grape Co's, waters.
That's a good thing. I spend a lot of money on some Diet Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
It's all Jess drinks.
We're thankful for those guys. Our partners in advertising, Sand Mountain Amphitheater. So thankful for those guys. They've got some cool stuff coming up. June 6th. Little John going to be rocking Sand Mountain Amphitheater in Albertville. Tacos and Tequila Festival. We can't wait for that. That's going to be a great time. Y'all get your tickets before they sell out. It's going to be so much fun. Go check that out. Sand Mountain Amphitheater. Get your tickets. Little John, they got some good shows coming up in the year. Collective Soul's going to be there. Muscadine Bloodline's going to be there. They've got some really big names coming in. Justin Moore's going to be there. So check out their full schedule there. Of course, guess where else their schedule's at?
Ooh, I know.
Anybody know?
It's on barmusiclive.com.
That's right. You can see them right there. barmusiclive.com. So go check it out, see what's going on there. International Singer-Songwriters Association, we're thankful for those guys too and what all they do for local artists. We've got some of the same goals in mind. I'm thankful to be partners with those guys too. So thankful for all our sponsors, all the guys who advertise on our website and help us get these things going. We couldn't do it without you.
Y'all got anything else you want to say? Okay. And we appreciate you for all the hustle that you do with barmusiclive.com. It would not be possible.
Thank you guys for this. Yeah.
Without that. So
thank y'all for having us.
So we're all in this together, and we appreciate all of you coming. Look at this. That's the perfect way to end. They wouldn't clap when we got started, but they're clapping when they end. So I guess that means maybe they like the ending better than the beginning. So anyway, so if you stuck around this long, we appreciate you being here. barmusiclive.com is where you need to go to find all the local live music. Whether you're here or there, you can find local live music for you. Fancy's Unfiltered if you'd like to watch any of this stuff. And then barmusiclive.com, when it's done, will be on the live tab. You can watch this again. And if you see anything you like, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. Shit and share. We're going to start a new thing. T-shirts coming soon. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys on the next one.